Hello YouTube people! Today I will explain why I bought these specific headphones for myself. I am total geek, and whenever I buy another toy for myself, I geek out like crazy and I do very deep research into that topic. What toy to choose? So in this specific topic, which headphones to choose for under 200 euros. So I read many Reddit comments, watched many YouTube videos and read quite a lot of YouTube comments as well. So I did quite a bit of research as usual. And while my memory is still fresh, I want to make a little video just to explain my reasoning why I chose exactly these ones out of basically tens and probably hundreds of other options. My specific criteria, my specific needs, yes, but I also want to answer several other questions. For example, how is the comfort with these chunky glasses? How is the sound? Are they really that treble heavy? Is it a bad thing? Are they treble heavy in a bad way? Good question. And 250 ohms. Do you need an amplifier or can you just simply plug into PC and be fine? So first of all, my specific criteria why I chose this specific type of headphones. I don't sit by PC for too long continuously. I just watch a YouTube video or maybe half of YouTube video and I want to go to the kitchen, grab a snack. I come back, continue watching. Maybe I want to go play with my cats, play with my watches. I spend a lot of time by PC, but never continuously. So I sit down, I go, I sit down, I go. For that reason, I rule out in-ear headphones, any in-ear monitors or anything like that, because it's just inconvenient. Sit down, put them in, take them off. No. This is very simple. That's very convenient. Very good. Another thing, open ear headphones versus close back headphones. I chose open ear headphones because I already have closed back headphones, JBLs, pretty good ones. Link in the description if you want to see the review. But the thing with closed back noise cancelling headphones is that they completely disconnect me from the world. And throughout the day, I don't like that. In the evening before going to sleep, I do like noise cancelling headphones to disconnect me from the world, to listen to music. But throughout the day, I hate that feeling. I would like to be present in the environment. I like to hear my cats playing. I want to hear if my wife tries to speak with me. I want to hear what's going on around me. I'm in the environment, not disconnected. So that's why open ear headphones is the option for me. Another thing, why over ear headphones, not on ear headphones. On ear headphones, there are not many options to choose. If you wanna buy something very iconic, very professional, only a few options, and I didn't like them. So another criteria is that I want an iconic product that professionals also use. These exactly headphones are perfectly good for that. Professionals do use these headphones. And another thing, I do care about durability quite a lot. So I did my research which brand to choose if I care about durability. So only two brands came up pretty massively, like just Sennheiser or these ones, which I can't really pronounce in English. Beyerdynamic, yes. So if you care about durability, these are like Casio G-Shocks. They are very durable from the research I did. And yeah, so those are my criteria and my requirements. Iconic, very durable, professionals do use them. Check. Open back, check. So let's move on to other things. Like for example, comfort. Let's speak about the comfort. Now speaking about the comfort, first of all, I would like to take off the glasses. So the comfort without the glasses, first thing you put them on first time, they feel exactly like if I would take a very fluffy pillow and rest my face on that pillow and like, oh my god, they feel that good. Without glasses, they feel that good straight out of the box. Even after 2 weeks we're in, actually 3 weeks right now. Yeah, after 3 weeks, they're just incredible. They're just absolutely incredibly comfortable. You guys were completely right in the comments, in the Reddit, everywhere. There is a question. Recommend me the most comfortable headphones. These are the ones that came up initially. It's like DT 990s and DT 770s. So no questions about that. But my glasses are very chunky. Hold on a second, I will show you. And they don't really sit very flush. They don't touch my head because that would be uncomfortable in the summer. These glasses are very comfortable in the summer because there is a gap between my head and those legs. But that creates a problem when I put headphones on. So for the first week, it felt so uncomfortable that I actually ordered actually 2 pairs of leather, extra squishy, extra flush pads for these headphones from AliExpress. So that's how uncomfortable they were initially for me. So what I did, I actually stretched out them quite a bit like that on the table. And while waiting for those extra extra squishy pads to arrive from AliExpress, time is going by and by. And right now, 3 weeks in, and I no longer feel the need for any other pads, because in these original pads there are places where these how to explain in English, sometimes my English I'm sorry for my English, okay, sometimes I struggle. So the place where legs of my glasses go in, these pads actually have worn in little grooves. It's like you can't really see them. I can only, touch them with my finger, and yeah, you can see a little bit, but they're extra squishy in that area. So they have basically adapted for my glasses. So basically 2 weeks in, and that's enough. They have worn in just specific shape, and I no longer feel any squishiness, extra squishiness on my glasses. It just feel absolutely wonderful. I no longer feel the need to replace the pads. So in terms of a comfort, if you wear chunky glasses, give them 2 weeks and you're gonna be fine. Another very important thing in terms of a comfort is how hot your ears get with the headphones. And there is website arthings.com that does all kinds of ratings for headphones. And from my previous review, these JBLs, so I can compare, are rated that they get extra 2.5 Celsius of heatness on the ears. And I don't feel too much of discomfort. The only thing is that extra heat is actually concentrated on the ears because these are on-ear headphones. Now, these DT 990s are rated to 3.3 Celsius, that they get extra 3.3 Celsius to the ears. But the thing is that the extra heat actually goes around the ear. I feel extra heat where the pads actually touch my head, and that doesn't give me any discomfort actually. With these headphones, the ears themselves feel actually less hot than with these JBLs that go on top of the ear. So these, in terms of hotness, are actually more comfortable than these JBLs, even though JBLs are rated at less, 2.5 Celsius, 3.3 Celsius. Now, interesting thing, the close back equivalent of these headphones, DT 770s, actually give extra 5.7 Celsius. And I have read several comments on Reddit and YouTube, people actually complaining that close back headphones DT 770s actually too hot. For some people they are too hot, and I believe they would be too hot for me as well because I'm kind of sensitive to that. But with these DT 990s open back headphones with extra 3.3 Celsius, no discomfort whatsoever. Actually, they feel a lot less hot than these JBLs. Another very important topic is that these headphones are 250 ohms. Do you need amp for these headphones? So I can give you an example from 3 devices: my mobile phone, direct connection to my PC, and Focus Scarlet Solo. So Focus Scarlet Solo, if I connect my headphones to this device, and I have 100% of volume on my PC. Listening to music, I don't go more than 60%. More than 60% feels uncomfortable, physically uncomfortable, way too loud for me personally. If anyone's saying that you need amp for these headphones, they are just probably deaf. They are deaf. And watching YouTube for spoken word, I don't use more than 30% for spoken word. I don't need more than that. It just gets to sound annoying. Anything more than that. For gaming, also 40-50%, something like that. Now, Focus Scarlet Solo, I go on 100% only right now for voiceover to monitor myself, because gain on the microphone is not really that much. I don't use much gain on DBX 286S, so that's why I need 100% on Focus Scarlet Solo right now, and I don't feel any need for more than that. So that's fine. Even though manufacturers of Focus Scarlet Solo rate this device that they can drive headphones up to 200 ohms. Even though these are 250 ohms, no problems whatsoever. Now now about another device, my mobile phone. I was expecting like I gonna hear nothing. I mean 250 ohms into phone, I gonna hear nothing. No, they are perfectly fine with my phone. If I watch YouTube just laying in bed, spoken word, I go like 60%. I don't need more than that. Listening to music, yeah, I go 100%, and sometimes I wish to get a little bit more, but it's enough. It's fine. 200 ohms headphones on my cheap Xiaomi €100 phone, perfectly fine. I'm really surprised. I wouldn't use that in noise environment. These are not noise cancelling headphones, and that wouldn't be enough volume anyway, but in a quiet environment, that's just fine. Now another thing, straight connection to my PC. I get the same amplification as from Focus Scarlet Solo. I don't know, I guess I'm just lucky. The specifications of my PC in the description. So I get exactly the same amplification as Focus Scarlet Solo, so the same thing applies. Watching YouTube, spoken word, no more than 30% volume. Usually I go to 20, 25, something like that. Anything more than that and it starts to sound a little bit annoying. For gaming, 50%, something like that. For competitive gaming like Counter-Strike, maybe, yeah, 50%, no more than that. And listening to music, well, sometimes I push a little bit to 60%, maybe 70% for some songs, but more than that feels physically uncomfortable. So that's just my example from the real world about amplification for these 250 ohm headphones. Okay, another very important topic is the sound. How do they sound? And if you research on Reddit, YouTube, and wherever, you're gonna read the comments, people saying that these sound very trebly, even harsh in the treble. Now, the majority of people say that. So let's say roughly 70-80% of people on Reddit and YouTube say that these headphones sound a little bit harsh in the treble. Now, the thing about statistics is that most users on Reddit and YouTube are actually younger than 30 years old. And with the age, you get less sensitive to the treble. For example, I did the testing where frequency increases, and me at 35 years old right now, I can't really hear anything above 15 kilohertz. And my wife, who is 6 years younger than me, can hear perfectly fine even above 16 kilohertz. So age is very important. And it's not like I hear everything up to 15 kilohertz, and 15 kilohertz, that's it, cut. I hear nothing. It's not cut, it's sloping down. It's like it's very difficult to tell exactly where, but it gets quieter. So it's sloping down. And because of that, my hearing also is reduced a little bit at 14 kilohertz, 13, 12, probably even 10. I probably hear less of a 10 kilohertz than somebody who is 10 years younger than me. So age is a very important factor. So these are treble heavy headphones, and the older you are, the better they fit you. Simple as that. So majority of people are younger than 30 years old. On Reddit and YouTube, they say treble heavy headphones, but they hear very well in treble because they're very young people. So you have to take that in consideration. So do I find these headphones treble heavy? A little bit. But the thing about treble heaviness in these headphones is that they are not just harsh. They are not harsh. I would call them very well detailed. Treble is boosted, but they are very well detailed. It's not like bad treble. It's actually very well defined treble. I give you an example. I actually gonna give you a link in the description to one video where I have really noticed the definition of treble. I'm gonna put a link with the specific timestamp to hear that specific thing. I watch one channel on YouTube called Matt's Recovery. The guy drives a Jeep to the desert to recover other people from recreational driving and getting stuck in the mud, in the sand. Very, very good channel. High recommendation. Very entertaining. So he was driving on a gravel road with his Jeep. That vehicle has zero sound treating. And I was messing with equalization. You know, there are recommended equalizations where people try to normalize these headphones to meet some kind of criteria, and usually they reduce the treble, a little bit of bass to meet that, normal line. So I tried turning it on and turning it off, that equalization, and that thing on these JBL headphones made magic. That normalization on that equalization on these JBLs made magic. These sound very, very good with equalization. But these DT990s, so that Matt from mattrecovery.com, he was driving his Jeep on a gravel road, and with these headphones, I can hear how gravel just little stones bump into the bottom of the car, and I can hear as if I was inside his Jeep when he was driving. I mean, the sound of spaciousness with these headphones in this kind of scenario is incredible, absolutely incredible. Check the link in the description. So I was watching exactly that spot and turning on and off that equalization, which turns off the trebleness of these headphones. And if I turn off the trebleness, if I use the recommended settings on equalization for these headphones, they just die. They just kill the sound. They sound muffled. I no longer hear those little stones bumping into the bottom of the car. They just take the experience away. I turn all equalizations off completely, and everything just comes to life. The sparkle. I mean, I can hear like I'm inside that Jeep. I mean, I'm telling you. But now listen. Example, okay, environmental sounds. Default equalization, absolutely perfect. Listening to music, also the same effect on music. The same effect, I mean, my hair stands up. I get a goosebumps when I listen to something like, especially treble heavy and such. Incredible, the detail in the treble and overall range, that the detail is just insane. Also, playing games like competitive Counter-Strike, for example, footsteps are usually in the treble range. So if you want to play really competitively, I would actually advise to reduce a little bit of bass and leave the treble untouched. You can hear enemy specifically behind the wall. You can pinpoint the enemy right behind the wall. I mean, on CSGO, you can't really do that, but on something like CS 1.6, people would call you wall hacker. You could easily shoot people through the wall just pinpointing them by the sound with these headphones. That's the reason why some professional gamers actually use these specific headphones for gaming. For that reason, they're very good to tell where the sound is coming from. They are very good for competitive gaming with default equalization. Now, how about spoken word on YouTube? And that's the place where things get a little bit compromised. In the previous review of this microphone, Shure SM58, I told you that I prefer this microphone because of this somewhat muted sound. It makes my voice to sound a little bit less harsh, easier to listen. But some people who have as harsh voice as I do use very expensive, fancy microphones meant for singing that pick all sounds very well without any kind of muffling. And that's why they sound very harsh. They just sound very harsh. And with these treble heavy headphones, they sound horrible. And specifically for those YouTubers, I actually use equalization to turn down a little bit of treble because it just sounds annoying listening to them. If they would be using something like Shure SM7B, SM58, they would be fine. But because they use very refined, very high fidelity microphones, which even enhances the harshness in their voice, I can't listen them with default equalization with these headphones. But don't forget that these headphones are actually marketed as a studio professional headphones. That's what they are good at. If I listen to myself, if I listen to my voiceover, I can pick all kinds of bad sounds. If I speak too close to the microphone, you might get too much of a mouth clicks and all kinds of that. And with these headphones, I hear that very well. Very well. And that's why these are professional headphones. They are meant specifically for that, to hear all kinds of imperfections. So for that thing, I believe they are just wonderful. But just watching YouTube spoken word, sometimes that could be a little bit annoying. And for that specific reason, I do use a little bit of reduced treble. Well, I went quite out, 9 minutes on this topic. Okay. Sorry, I went a little bit out on the quality of sound. So let's move to the conclusions. Would I buy these headphones again? Definitely. Definitely. No questions about that. They are just amazing. They are just amazing. Wonderful for competitive play, Counter-Strike, PUBG, PlanetSide, doesn't matter. Any kind of first-person shooter game, they are just perfect for that. Listening to music, amazing. And I mean, treble is high, but it's very defined. And if you don't like that high treble, you can always reduce it. It's not like it's bad treble. It's good treble. But if you are too sensitive, you can always equalize that out. So I don't see problem there. There is no problem. You can fix that. They are fixable. And for spoken word on YouTube, that's exactly what I do. I just reduce treble and they are just perfectly fine for that. Anyway, very, very high recommendation. Very comfortable, even with chunky glasses. Sound amazing. And they come with this. Initially, I didn't like this cable, but after a while, I actually started appreciating it. It's actually very convenient. I'm not gonna go into details anymore about this topic, but this cable is actually very convenient. The only controversial thing is that cable is not detachable, but people said that they have these headphones for 10 or more years and the original cable is still holding up just fine. So why would I even care about that? And even if it breaks, you can buy this cable separately and I would be able actually to solder it back in the place. That's not something super complicated. I don't see the problem in that. So on not detachable cable, these headphones for me personally, I see them as a stationary device which I always leave by my stationary PC. If you want something portable, forget these headphones. Forget these headphones with this with this cable. But if you're gonna use them stationary, they are perfect. I think this video is already way too long, but I hope if you very deep into this topic and just as geeky as I am, I really hope I have helped you to make this kind of decision, whether buying them or avoiding them, I don't know. But anyway, this is not a sponsored video. You aren't gonna find any affiliate links in this video. I'm just speaking my mind. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.